Okay, just welcoming along last year's winner, Bek Keat, and #1 witsup.com ambassador. Welcome to Not So Sunny Cairns.
Yeah.
Tell me, you won last year. Any sort of tips or anything that you learnt from last year's race on how to approach this course?
Well, last year... Well, hopefully the conditions are going to be the same. I'm hoping for that because it has been raining, but they're saying it's going to be hot and 29. And last year was really warm, and we were discussing this in the press conference that the first part of the run is really, really tough. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Hawaii. I mean, it doesn't do Hawaii justice, but it reminded me a little bit of Hawaii because you're running and there's no shelter, there's no trees, there's no shade, and it's really, really hot. And there's no crowd either, so it kind of felt a bit like the Energy Lab for the first sort of 15-20k, but then once you get into town and you've got the crowd and the scenery, the boardwalk and stuff, it's nice to have people behind you, sort of forget about the pain. But I think I went out a little bit hard last year, guns blazing, because I got off the bike after a penalty and got off the bike and had to run down, and I think I ran first place down within 3k, and I was a bit overly ambitious. So this year I'm hoping to get off the bike in the lead, not have to kill myself, and make up all my time in the first part of the runs. That's definitely something I've learnt from last year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now a bit of controversy.
Always.
And we've spoken about this before. I've spoken to a lot of the other pro athletes. The mass start. Unfortunately, we don't like drafting, but when it comes to the age group men catching the pro women and all that kind of jazz, whether it be drafting or just simply pacing, how does that affect your race, and what do you think the answer is to sort of squash that?
Well, I think we should race on a separate day, or half an hour in front. With the debacle in Melbourne, I mean, whether it was legal or not, there was advantages that the other girls got, and I just think that sort of showed that they need to have separate starts. And even, I mean, usually it's not a drama starting with the pro men, but you've got someone that can ride like Zena, then that's going to happen. She's going to be able to stay within the legal limit, then it makes it a different race altogether. So I'd like to see them have like 15 minutes between the pro men and women, and then half an hour for the age groupers. So, and last year I don't think many age group guys actually caught us at all, but this year it's only 5 minutes and it's everybody, so it definitely changes the whole dynamics of the race. It just means that the slower swimmers could get dragged up, but again, like, I just can't let, like Melbourne, I can't let it get to me. I can't let what the other girls are doing frustrate me. I just need to, I'm really just going to focus on my own race, and whatever's unfolding behind me, just not let it worry me, because you can't control what's happening out there. And yeah, hopefully we'll be at the front and won't have any dramas with that. But in another sense, in a way, it is fun having the other guys close to you, because they're so good and they cheer you on. And I just think, how can you be cheering me when I'm in that much pain and you can actually talk like you're not going hard enough? But it helps. It helps having them there as well. So it's kind of catch-22. Like, it's nice to be having them there in the run, especially because they're so encouraging and they want to have a chat with you. And often I'm apologising after the race, saying, sorry mate, I couldn't talk, or thanks for pushing me. But in the other sense, it sometimes makes it a separate race. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
That was a long-winded answer, sorry.
That's all right. It's nothing like Belinda's answers. We're not cutting that either.
BG. Yeah, call her mega mouth for no reason. I love her.
Now, you're looking super fit. You seem really relaxed going into this race. How does this prep compare to, say, Melbourne?
Well, I was thinking about that today because I got a massage, and we really, Brett Sutton wasn't a real huge fan of massage, so I was always very sore and always just used to having sore legs to touch, and it hurts if someone slapped me on the leg, I'd be in pain. But it's kind of a weird feeling going into this, because I had a massage today and I said to the guy, can you go a little bit harder? Can you go a little bit harder? Can you go a little bit harder? And he's like, geez, I've got my whole body weight into you. And I said, oh, maybe I'm just not sore. And it's an odd feeling for my body to feel this fresh. So in that sense, it's exciting, because I've never really gone into a race without sore legs. So hopefully that's a good thing. But yeah, it could be a blessing in disguise, I think.
So how do you see Sunday's race panning out?
Well, anything could happen, hey, Steph, I don't know. I hope I get off the bike in the lead, not like behind like I did last year, but my running's definitely my strength at the moment, and I've been posting all the numbers in training. I just hope I can put it into a race. That's if I can just sort of show myself that what I've been doing in training's paid off. I'm just really, really happy with how I've been going and what I've...